Hi again. So you are done with all your animations and I'm so happy. It's all looking wonderful and now is the last stage where we're going to make the title and the credits. So in our Zoom meeting, we're going to decide what the title is going to be. All of you are going to decide the title and then we're going to animate the title. So we're going to have a lovely animated title that will come in, and we'll have your films coming one after the other. So all your 10 films, that is your phonotropes and your flipbooks, will be played one after the other. And in the end, we're going to have the end credits. End credits will have the names of all the directors. And who are the directors? You guys are the directors. So we're going to have your names that are going to be animated towards the end. So we're going to animate your credits as well. So the title will be animated as well as the end credits. So let's see how it's to be done. So this is a blank phonotrope. This is what you're going to be using for your title and credits. One of you will be making the title and all of you will be working on the credits. So each one of you will animate your own name. Whoever volunteers to make the title will also make the title and his name, animate his name as well. So all of you will need one phonotrope and you're going to animate your name on this, right? Now your name has to be visible and readable to the audience. So it has to stay on screen for at least 8 frames. So starting from frame number 5 to frame number 13, it should stay on the screen and then it can disappear. And then it can start appearing again and it stays on screen. So that's how it's going to do. Now you can have the name entering and then over here it can exit. So it enters, it stays on the screen and then it exits from the other side and then again starts entering over here. So on 16 it's going to exit from the right side. It probably enters from the left side and then exits from the right side. You could do that, or you can have your name coming down. So it comes from up, it comes down and it settles here. So you could have the name coming down and then it stays down over here and then goes back up on frame number 16. So that's, you could do whatever you like. So I'm just going to demonstrate how the name can enter from the left side and exit from the right side, right? So I'm going to start on frame number 1. I'm going to take a very simple name. But you will have to animate your own name. So let's say I take a name as Peter. Okay, so let's say there's a name Peter. So I'll have P-E-T-R. So I start with my last alphabet because the last alphabet will enter first and then slowly the entire name will appear on frame number 5. And then it will stay on frame number 5. Peter will stay everywhere here and then it will start exiting the frame slowly till it reaches frame number 16. So let me demonstrate how it's to be done. So I'm going to make the name nice and big so the audience can read it, right? So that's the R of the Peter. I can make fancy letters, okay? And then maybe the E starts entering and the R is here. Right? So you have the R, then you have the E, which is almost in. You have to ensure that the size remains the same. So you have, again, you have your E over here. And you probably have the T coming in. And the R has moved further. And it has to stay the same size. Again you have the E of Peter coming in, right? On 5 it has to completely appear and the T and the E and the R, right? The name should fit in the space, your name, and that's how you will need to adjust it. Right? And then P makes an appearance here and you have the E, and you have T, right, and you have Peter, which has entered the frame on frame number 5. So you can see it started here and then it has entered here. Now from frame number 5 to frame number 12, it will stay on screen, right? Now you may think on 8 it's upside down, but if you remember, when we shoot it, you keep turning the phonotrope. So don't worry, you'll always see the straight image wherever so you don't worry, it won't be upside down. You will draw it upside down, but on the screen it will be straight. So that's P, and you make it nice and big so everybody can see it, see the name, and you can make some fancy lettering. So you can do something fancy, whatever you like. And that's Peter. And Peter is going to stay on screen for 8 frames, right? And you're going to draw Peter again and again. Till you reach frame number 13. So you see, he's going to stay. So this way the audience will be able to read your name. The same goes for the title of the film. So the title of the film has to stay on screen for 8 frames for the audience to be able to read what is written. So you write it 8 times, ensure it remains the same size everywhere. If it gets a little bigger and smaller, don't worry about it. Just keep drawing. Try your best to keep it the same size everywhere. So you see, it starts with the Peters come in slowly, and then Peter stays on frame till frame number 13. So just 3 more frames to go. So if you make a mistake and you're drawing with pencil, you can erase it. But if you go directly with your sketch pen and if you make mistakes, you'll have to work all over again. So remember, always draw with your pencil. Now you've reached the 13th frame. Now you see, your Peter entered this way, right, from the left side. But when we make it exit, we'll make it exit from the right side, right? So I'm going to make it slowly leave. So the Peter is going to slowly step out of frame, right? So I'm going to have the R is gone, and we're left with Pete, and then we're going to be left with Pet, and then we're going to be left with just the P, and then of course it starts all over. So that's how it's going to work. So you can have, if you want, you can start getting the Peter, the word to exit from frame number 13. So even if it's there for 7 frames, it's fine. 7 or 8 frames, and then it kind of slowly leaves and enters again. So Peter will keep exiting and entering. Now the center, you can decorate it with your spiral, or you can do whatever design you want in the center. So that will animate. Again, you can create a design in the spiral format, so that will have its own animation while the credits appear. So this is how you're going to create your credits, and you're going to create your title in the same way. Once you're done with it, you color it. You also have to erase these numbers and erase these lines once you finish coloring.